Is BYU football on the precipice of making history indeed? And naming
Derek Harper,
a true freshman, a starting quarterback for game one for the first time ever.
yes.
BYU football close to wrapping up training camp. Bear Bachmeier, by the way, continues to get the majority reps with the first team in practice. That was the case last night at the scrimmage at LaVelle Edwards Stadium. So with that being said,
I wouldn't call it a scrimmage. It was a practice, apparently.
The practice at LaVelle Edwards Stadium.
11 on 11 at the end, which is normal.
Okay.
Yep.
What do we make of that information? Maybe more importantly, do you think we'll know who the starting quarterback is by Monday?
I feel like I was early on this. Bear could win the job. He's got a chance to win the job early in camp, and here we are. I'll be surprised if he's not the guy.
I thought we'd know by today.
And I'll be surprised if by the end of the day Monday, there is media availability today and Monday, if Aaron Roderick does not, or Clint Stockton, does not say, we have named the starter and it is Bear. I would be surprised if we get to Tuesday and we don't know that information.
Maybe it was selfish of me to hope for it happening by the end of this week, just so that we could have the weekend to ponder on it, speculate.
I think it's all kind of settling in now. I don't know that there's the formality for me won't change much. I'm expecting Bear to win this job.
It feels like this is well in motion.
Yeah.
Like the ink hasn't quite dried yet, but it's close.
Good call. Yeah. There's no candle dipped in wax on the seal of the envelope, to use old references. Yeah, and McKay is clearly the number 2 at this moment. Will they finalize that? Will they formalize that? Your conversation with Aaron Roderick from Saturday that aired Monday on the show was poignant in that he's saying, well, maybe we're not going to withhold who the starter is until game day.
Doesn't create an advantage that he doesn't believe this year.
I don't think he did either last year against Southern Illinois, frankly. But it's all good. They can proceed how they want to proceed. And I do expect by the end of the day Monday for them to announce publicly to the world, to Cougar Nation, hey, Bear's the guy. And then he has some time to get all the reps with the ones.
10 practices.
Yeah.
As the designated number 1.
You'd love it to be more, but it is what it is. You have a QB battle. It went to 3, got whittled down to 2 for what we think will be this week, and then you go from there.
I hope that they can just make it official so that it's not a distraction anymore. Like now it's just done, and it's like, hey, let's get ready for Portland State.
Why wouldn't they, I guess, know? Or they just want to finish this week perhaps, and then
yes, and that's what
Monday. Okay, over the weekend, we've looked at everything.
Again, I would love for it to happen by the end of today. I was hopeful that it would happen by the end of Friday.
Like media availability today.
Yes.
Because when this show ends, you and I kind of literally sprint out of here and head over.
It's ambitious.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be announced today.
Us getting there on time or them announcing?
That too. When
10:58.
Practice starts at 11. We're in Studio B at 10:58.
Well, the media availability portion.
Correct.
They're practicing
the portion we are allowed to watch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I would like it just to be handled, and then the distraction is gone, and BYU can just move forward collectively knowing, okay, these are our guys. Let's rally behind Bear and give him 2 full weeks to prepare for Portland State. Because typically Portland State preparation, like the full brunt of it, begins next week.
Yeah. You give yourself a little more time, like 10 to 14 days for that first opponent, just to get into the rhythm of everything, so on and so forth.
And you're kidding yourself if BYU isn't thinking a little bit about Stanford. At least the assistant coach is preparing for that game after as well.
That's what you have GAs and analysts for. They've done the prep work for, frankly, every team on the schedule, and then they just update it as they go, so that when it's time to look at that, they're not like, oh, I'm just finishing it up. They know. When the coach says we take it one game at a time, he's not referring to the entire staff. He's referring to the player's mindset and his actual coach's mindset of we're dialed in on this one game. Well, frankly, the whole staff, but there are members of the staff we're looking at, for sure.
By the way, we got some fantastic information from one of our former employees last night.
Yes.
Our good friend Reggie Lewis.
Yes.
Because yesterday we were talking about, Jerem, how many true freshmen have done something significant in college football. Well, Reggie reached out to you and me, and he pointed out from College Game Day research that there have been
the podcast.
4 true freshmen quarterbacks since 2000. So in the last 25 years, 4 that have led their teams to 10-plus wins as a starter.
Proving our point of
8-4 would be a great season, folks.
Also, it was Clemson, Georgia, Bama. UCF was an outlier.
Listen to these names.
Like, great talent.
Listen to these names. Trevor Lawrence. You pointed that out yesterday.
Never heard of him.
Okay. Won a national championship that year, by the way. Jake Fromm with Georgia. They lost in the national championship game. Jalen Hurts lost in the national
Super Bowl
championship
champ
game.
reigning.
And the only outlier, really random one, is Jeff Godfrey with UCF in 2010, but they beat Georgia in the Liberty Bowl. So all four of those guys, special seasons for their respective schools.
Yeah.
Only 4 in 25 years as true freshmen to lead to double-digit win seasons.
It's going to be hard to win 10+. That's, puts an exclamation point on it. Yeah. And then he added 16 redshirt freshmen have done it. Nico Iamaleava and Sam Levitt were both redshirt freshmen last year who did it.
But only 16 in 25 years as redshirt freshmen.
It's hard. It really is. I would love, give me 8 or 9 wins.
Give him some patience and time to grow some grace if he is the guy.
There's going to be a game where we go, hey, that was rough. There were 3 picks. That late one cost me. Like, stuff happens. But there's also going to be a game where we go, dude,
you can see it.
Growing.
He's got the spark. The ceiling's high.
He is getting the ball out quick. He's making good decisions. That one run on 3rd and 6 where he got 14 yards for the first to seal the game. There will be some awesome. There will be some freshman growing pains as well. There have to be. It's just how it is.
He is on pace to lead potentially a top 25 team very early in the season.
He's leading a top 26
one spot out. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad you've embraced that, Jerem.
Have I?
They're ranked 26th.
Have I? When you do it in a voice that is mocking, I don't feel like it's sincere. At D Sports did a deep dive into the AP Top 25 preseason poll, deeper than we went. Points out that BYU did not get a single top 20 vote from a Big 12 writer.
Interesting.
So people who cover Big 12 teams.
Haters!
All the votes came from SEC, Big 10, ACC. Is the BYU and Big 12 honeymoon over among the writers?
No, it's not over. They just know. They're the ones that are dialed into what happened to BYU in the offseason. They have way more insider information because they're paying attention to it more closely.
But in the SEC, I was told it means more, Spence. That's what I was told.
This has nothing to do. I mean, we joke like, oh, there's hating on BYU. Big 12 writers, understandably, are dialed in on BYU because the schools they cover, 9 of them are going to face BYU. So they know. They're paying very close attention to the Jake Retzlaff situation and the transfer. It has nothing to do with them hating on BYU. They just have more knowledge and have spent more time in a deep dive, to steal a phrase from the intro part of this topic, into what BYU football actually is right now.
It is a little weird.
You think it's weird? Not
a single Big 12 writer had BYU inside the top 25, yet there were 3 that had them inside the top 10. To me, which is nuts. It's like, top 10? What? I could see in the 20s somewhere maybe.
Those were the 3 guys that didn't know BYU's quarterback transferred.
That's right. We talked about that. So here's the 11 through 20, which is interesting, right? And then you're seeing where BYU fits just out. Pretty interesting.
That NR
and for
could
BYU,
go away, honestly, in 1 week.
Right. And let's be honest. I think a lot of you BYU fans were like, that's a win that BYU's had of Utah right there. That's a win.
Still a win?
1-0.
Got more votes.
1-0.
Got more points.
More points in a vote.
We're only 1 spot out. You're 2 spots out.
No. Who cares?
Some scheduling news from FBschedules.com. As of yesterday, they're reporting BYU will play at Northern Illinois University in 2030. Oh, G5 road game, Jerome. Woo! Now, while the 2028 game at Oregon State has been canceled, at least they're going to DeKalb in 2030, Jerem.
Okay.
So with BYU traveling to NIU, this G5 road game.
G6.
Sorry,
Include
G6
the Pac-12.
road
Come
game. My bad.
Come on.
It's still a thing. Like, it's the G6 road game still a thing. Should it be?
Okay, the pros and cons of the G6 road game. 1, you're loyal to contracts. This would be from 2018 when they played in Provo. They were supposed to play in 2020, I believe. So this is trying to figure out where they can fit that in. BYU as a non-independent, all of a sudden they have 1 of these games a year, and they have many scheduled out. So loyalty. Also, you remember the road shows the church would do in the Stake Center? Like every ward would put on like a play.
Lots of references to the early 90s today.
Yeah, dude. I remember as a kid just being like, what is this and why are we here for 4 hours? Can we go home? Can we get the internet at some point? We did in the future, right? But BYU loves to take the show on the road, Spence. And so how are we going to play a game in Illinois, which I believe they've never played a game in Illinois, according to my research.
It's for the people in Illinois.
It's for the people in that area. So it's not about G6 and road and whatever. It's like, let's get to our fans across the country. Because there's only so many places you can go now because you're in a Power 4 league. So I understand that part. But but I still don't want it. I would rather BYU play just all G6 home games. I mean, an occasional one, sure. But I don't feel like we need Utah State or Boise State in there. I don't. I know they would love those games. I loved those games in Independence, not in Logan, actually.
If
the quarterbacks got hurt.
The Big 12 went to an 8-game conference schedule,
then you probably have room. That's a good point.
Yes.
But it's 9. Also, this is the closest game in the history of BYU to Nauvoo, by the way. This is a homecoming for the Saints from the 1830s and 40s.
It's a combo trip for many members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
3 hours away.
Okay.
It's a great spot. Nauvoo's great. If you haven't been there, it's awesome.
Is the schedule
Just don't go in July or August. It's a little hot.
Is the schedule too hard with a road G6 opponent?
That's an old mindset. The business model has changed.
It has, indeed.
Yeah. We moved into a new neighborhood. We don't have to think like that anymore. Yeah.
Great point. East Carolina this year will be very much a similar situation for BYU fans. Like anybody within an 8-hour radius of Greenville, North Carolina.
Yeah. Thank you for pronouncing it correct.
Greenville. It's not Greenville.
Well, it is Asheville. That's where my dad's from in North Carolina. Why is it Asheville but Greenville on different sides of the state? Come on. Figure it out.
You put a push pin into Greenville on the map in North Carolina, draw an 8-hour radius circle around it, and I'm telling you, the majority of BYU fans will find a way to be there.
Heck yeah. And they'll be on the cruise in 27 as well.
Yes. Yes. If you have a chance to be there and see the BYU Cougars on the East Coast,
why not?
Make it happen.
They're coming to you.
There are going to be a ton of fans.
Yeah.
At, what is it, Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium?
I think so. Yeah, a lot of PTSD from that game in 2017. Let's talk about Oregon State real quick. So that game is canceled, but they will reschedule a game in Corvallis at some point. They'll talk about it. So,
I don't mind that game.
So it's a G6 game, by the way, for BYU in 27 because they have Cal that year.
BYU never goes to the West Coast anymore.
Right.
So, again, with fans in mind, when it was so commonplace.
Yeah. And if I'm Kalani, I was at Oregon State one year. Yeah, we'd love to go there.
I don't mind that game at all.
And I speak from experience on this. Tons of fans in the Northwest. Tons. They have seminary buildings at some high schools in the Portland area. Like Vancouver, Washington, Mountain View. They have a seminary building on campus at that high school outside of Utah and Idaho.
Strong BYU contingent.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Come on.
In that area of the country.